お前はもう死んでいる。
Hey everybody, I've recently picked up the game again, and I've decided to play Mage for the first time in the last 9 years. And learning how to play that has been a challenge and a process, especially because of the new nerfs to mages. So I thought I'd share some of the things that I learned along the way since coming back. Now, I know I don't usually upload, but hopefully this video will be the start of many uploads to come, and I hope you guys enjoy it. And as a side, I'm playing on the Big Mama Lano side. If you guys want to play with me or add me, you can find me on Autistic. I'm playing Battlefield 3, so if y'all want to come and beat my ass and smirk on my dead corpse, you're welcome to. With that said, let's jump right into it. So the main thing we're going to be talking about today is fast casting. So before the balance changes, which I think happened around 2019 April, is that you could cast a instant cast spell followed by a slow cast spell, and that slow cast spell will have its casting animation removed, allowing you to fast cast what otherwise would be slow cast spells. What do I mean by instant cast spells and slow cast spells, for those of you that don't know? Well, I will be giving you a visual representation. So instant cast spells are spells in which the mage simply raises his wand or hand or whatever once without any casting circle spinning around you, making the noise, okay? So so I'm playing Battlefield 3, and so the instant cast spells that are available to your use up until that level would be the following. So you got Flame Shock, you got Shield, you have Ice Prison, and you have Teleport, you have Flare, Cannibalize, Doom, Curse of Doom, and then you have Healing Wave, and I think that's about it. Those are the instant cast spells that are available to you as of level 26. And what are the spells that are slow cast? So for, again, up until level 26, you have the following. You have Firebolt, Light Healing, and Freezing Trap. And the next one we have is God, I can't actually speak. You have Prayer Protection, and you have Stun, last but not least. So those are your slow casting spells. Now the process for fast casting is just simply pressing the instant cast spell of your choice, pressing the slow cast spell of your choice, and then pressing another instant cast spell. So you would do something like Flame Shock, Firebolt, followed by Flare. And that will allow you to instant cast or fast cast Firebolt. But the problem with this is that, as many people have noticed, some of you might know if you're a mage player, is that the second instant cast spell gets what I like to call eaten. What do I mean by that? So that means, let's say you're casting Flame Shock, Firebolt, Flare. So on your screen, you'll see the Flame Shock being casted, the Firebolt being casted as a fast cast, but the Flare is put on cooldown and the mana is consumed, which means you've casted it, but it fizzles out, as in the damage nor the animation shows up on your screen. So essentially the spell has been eaten. And because mages are so cooldown reliant and they're so combo reliant, having to sort of have one of your spells be eaten in the middle of a rotation could be devastating and game losing. And that's what people found. So people were mad again because they're like, I heard our mages are nerfed, like fucking trash game, uninstalling, selling all my Eclipse, USD, PayPal, friends and family, right? What I found, well, I didn't find this, but what other people have found and I've discovered was that you could actually press the original instant cast spell and it would act as though you've casted a second instant cast spell. So what does that mean? You can now cast Flame Shock, Firebolt, and then Flame Shock immediately, even though Flame Shock is on cooldown, and you would still fast cast Firebolt. So it would look something like this. So now we've gotten rid of the problem of having one of your key spells fizzling out. With the only added difference is that you now have to press an extra button every time you want to do this. This might be a challenge for some people who are bad at this game. But anyways, let's talk about some combos that make use of this new fast casting mechanic, which I thought were quite useful. If you wanted to fast cast a offensive spell like Firebolt, as we've seen before, you can use things like Flame Shock, Firebolt, Flame Shock to fast cast it. If you wanted to fast cast Firebolt with a Curse of Doom, you simply do Curse of Doom, Firebolt, Curse of Doom. Another useful combo is to fast cast stun using an offensive instant cast spell. So using things like Flame Shock, Stun, Flame Shock, or Flare, Stun, Flare. How this works is that shield and prayer protection in this game prevents you from being stunned. So we want to ideally get in some damage to take off those shields on our enemy targets before we apply the stun, because we're not sure if they're double shielded or not. And so having some damage in, so like Flame Shock or Flare, will give us a more likely chance that the shields are down before the stun effect is being applied. One thing to note about this stun combo is that if you flare, stun, flare, the mage raises his hand on the flare cast, and then the mage will stop and raise his hand again when the hammer actually falls. So it does another cast when the stun is actually applied. This interrupts all movement abilities from you. The timing in which the hammer falls again depends on your ping, but for me it's about half to 1 second after the fast cast. You can make use of the second involuntary wand raise by casting another instant cast spell, timing it to the hammer drop to the second wand raise so that you are effectively masking that second animation. Most mages don't seem to know how to fast cast heal or chain spam heal in this new patch. And so the way you do that now is simply healing wave, light healing, healing wave, and then you pause for about half a second, and then you tap heal with some sort of rhythm. The rhythm depends on your ping, and essentially you're trying to mimic the rhythm of your tap to the cooldown of the light healing. So I'm playing at about 450 to about 500 ping. For me, that's about a half second delay. That might be different for you depending on which region of the world you're living in, but yeah. So another technique that's kind of useful is if you wanted to fast cast prayer protection with shield, right? So after a damage combo, you've taken some damage, your shields are down, you want to quickly be able to replenish your shield. People who don't know this in this new patch are long casting their prayer protection, which makes you vulnerable. The way you do it now is simply shield, prayer protection, shield, right? That essentially immediately gives you the shield, and then after half a second, or depending on your ping, right, half a second, your shield protection is casted, and you're still mobile while this is happening. So that's it, guys. Thanks for watching. I hope you learned something, and see you guys next time.